Hey guys, so let's welcome to the part 5. We have posted some content in the paid area. Please watch it. So if you have not yet subscribed, please do so. It will help you with Azure, AWS, Google Cloud certification content. Let us jump into the question. You publish a dataset that contains data from on-premises SQL Server. So you have this box on-premises. The dataset must be refreshed daily. So you know the frequency. You need to ensure Power BI service can connect to database and refresh the data. What 4 actions we should perform? So your this blue box is your Power BI. It has to connect to the database and refresh the data set. So we have been given these actions on the left hand side. We have to choose which ones will be in the sequence 1, 2, 3, 4. The sequence is important. The first thing we should do is configure an on-premises data gateway. First thing is you have to establish connection between this blue box and the yellow box. If you establish the connection, at least you would be able to talk. Once you have established a connection in Power BI, you will have to say that, hey guys, this is my data source. So in the blue box, you will say, in the blue box here, you will say that this yellow box is my data source. Okay, once you have done it, you will have to add a dataset owner to the data source. You will have to say who owns this dataset, and then once that is done, you will configure a schedule refresh because you have to keep refreshing very frequently. So this would be our final answer. We would configure the on-premises gateway, add data source, database set owner, and we configure a schedule refresh. So if you want to read some article around configuring the schedule refresh, this is the article. So if you see this, you establish a gateway connection, data source credentials, you provide schedule the refresh. And this article explains you how do you schedule a refresh. You first in the semantic model, you select the semantic model, you schedule the refresh, you click this button, and then the database connection, you see different options for the database connections. You just say use the on-premises on, you put this on, you see this, you put this on, and then you provide the data source credentials. So this is how you can edit the credentials. Okay, so we will lock our answer here. Let us move to the next question. You attempt to connect Power BI desktop to a Cassandra database. So this blue box is your Power BI and this yellow box is your Cassandra database. What is Cassandra? It is a NoSQL database that you should remember. It is similar to MongoDB. So from the get data connector list, you discover that there is no specific connector for database. Now, what is the problem here? Mind you, the problem is the blue box cannot connect to the yellow box. Why? Because there is no connector for Cassandra. You need to select an alternate data connector to connect. So you need an alternate choice. What do? If nobody is there for you, God is there for you. I remind you, if nobody is there for you, God is there for you. While using that concept, if there are no inbuilt data connectors for Cassandra, use ODBC. That is a universal choice. I have worked in the data and the BI field for a long time, and nowadays we also use JDBC, but JDBC is not there in the option, so ODBC would be the default. If you don't have direct connectors, you use ODBC. Okay, so this is the next question. You have a Power BI desktop and you are connected to Azure. So this is your Azure database, and this is your blue box is your Power BI, and you're trying to connect. The Power BI is connecting to this database, and these are the settings in the SQL Server. In the SQL Server, they have given that server database name, and they are making use of import data connectivity. That means there is no direct query fired here. All the queries that will be fired will not go to the yellow box. It will be processed here itself. So, and the timeout, you have not selected any timeout. So if you're not selected any timeout, optional you have to choose, and the optional is 10 minutes. And then here in this second screenshot, it is saying that I will include all relationships and use drop down menus to select the answer. So we have to select. So here we have seen that they are including all relationship columns. And the question says what should be the default timeout. So default timeout is always 10 minutes, that you should remember. And the navigator will display what? Once you connect, will you get all the tables? Will you get only tables that contain data? Will you contain give tables that contain hierarchies? See, hierarchies, if you have chosen this one, then you would have gotten hierarchy. But in our case, we will get all the tables because you have not specifically told that filter only based on the data and etc. So this would be our final answer. Okay, friends, if you have not yet subscribed, do so. It will help you onboard the Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud journey. With respect to certifications, this is the end of part 5. We also have one more channel, Gen AI Guru. You can subscribe there as well. Become a member. We have put the previous parts for Cloud Kernel and Cloud Ninja members. Become a member, gain access to those paid content. See you in the next part.